Hello everybody, I'm Storm here, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron for the United States. In the last episode, we restarted the game because the first attempt kind of went sideways really fast, and basically we ended up losing. So we've been blowing through the early parts of the game. We're already into February of 37. We've removed, or we basically kicked FDR out of office. We have Alf Landon in there. I'm trying to build up the support in the legislature to get things done. What we're going to be going for is to get into limited intervention so that I can change the economic policy of the country, get all of our civilian factories, or a large portion of our civilian factories, freed up so that I can start pumping out military factories. And then we're going to want to try and head down this route here to get the research slots and to mitigate the Great Depression. And then we're going to head down this route to go fascist. That's going to be the plan. We'll see how it goes. So, let's get back to it. So right now we're not taking any national focuses. Actually, I wanted to go over a couple of other things first. Yeah, we're not taking any national focuses because we're trying to build the political power. We have a lobbying effort going, trying to get some more support. As I think I mentioned before, the game is basically set for all countries that I can set are set random. So, it looks like Republican Spain is actually doing fairly well in the Spanish Civil War. France joined the little entente with Czechoslovakia. It looks like that Germany is going a fairly standard route. France, not sure what France is actually doing. I'm not that familiar with Czechoslovakia's treat either, but I did notice that England is going organize the black shirts, which I think that is the fascist path. So we'll see what England does. Now, I'm not going to be spending the political power just yet. Alright, we got the P-40s. Let's also grab the F-3F for improved carrier aircraft, carrier fighters. Because I think we're building a bunch of carriers. Yeah, we're building a bunch of carriers. Going all in on the carriers. And we're primarily just training infantry right now. We haven't made any modifications to our division templates. We did unlock a bunch of armor. And we are making some of that armor. But once we are able to get the civilian factories basically unlocked, then we can really start cranking out the infantry equipment. Alright. Black shirts organized in the United Kingdom. Under the leadership of Oswald Mosley, the British Union of Fascists has begun an organized campaign of marches across the country, thus seeking to grow the number of fascist supporters throughout the United Kingdom. The violent counter-reaction by anti-fascist elements of the public have already caused a number of street fights, however, and it is uncertain whether stability will be maintained or whether the political unrest will become even worse. The BUF leadership, for their part, have already vowed to not to stop until they have marched on Downing Street and demanded a change of government. Opposition suffers defeat in the Senate. Ooh, very nice. Alright. Alright, so that should get me the support that I need to do limited intervention. Let's go. I think I'm going to maintain a small lobbying effort. It will make us go negative political power, but we have a nice stockpile. Just because I think that this focus will basically cause some legislators to go into opposition. Yes, it will. Alright, we need some steel. We need some steel. Expand steelworks. I need construction 3 to expand steelworks. The Mexican junta declared war on Mexico. Okay, so Mexico's in civil war. Alright, House hearings on presidential misconduct. Okay, that's going to cause problems. Improved machine tools. Let's get excavation 1. So that hopefully we can get, get off reliance on any kind of foreign goods. Grumman F3F is done. Let's get those manufacturing. And let's see. It's 37. This is 38. Let's start getting logistics companies. The Chinese United Front forms. Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong have issued a joint announcement declaring that they have set aside their differences in the face of Japanese attack. Both sides will observe a strict policy of non-aggression against each other for as long as the war against Japan lasts, and have vowed to do everything in their power to throw back the invader. A number of smaller warlords have also declared their support, putting their forces under the command of Chiang Kai-shek. Whether long-time enemies of the Chinese Civil War will actually work together remains to be seen, and many experts believe that this will do little more than delay the inevitable defeat of China. Is Japan at war with China? I didn't think so. No, they're not. They had the Marco Polo Bridge incident, or they are working on the Marco Polo Bridge incident. So that hasn't even happened yet. Hindenburg disaster. Alright, the German passenger airship Hindenburg was destroyed today while attempting to dock at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. For reasons not yet determined, the airship was engulfed in flames and crashed to the ground, claiming 35 lives. Alright, due to the scarcity and expense of helium and the U.S. ban on exporting it, the Hindenburg, like all German passenger airships, was ultimately engineered to use hydrogen, which provides greater lift but is also flammable. Alright. That event is actually randomized, so the Hindenburg could actually potentially survive. I don't know what effect that might have, or if it does have any effect on the actual game itself. Well, it looks like that the junta had some early success, but it looks like they're getting pushed back a little bit. Alright, the United States pursues interventionist policies. The peace movement in the United States has suffered a severe setback as Congress passed a joint resolution encouraging President Alf Landon to use military force, if necessary, to safeguard American interests around the world. It appears that many in Congress had decided that it was American indecisiveness that allowed the Great War to drag on for so long and consume so many lives. They point out that within a few months of U.S. troops entering Europe, the Great War had come to an end. An earlier intervention, they argue, could have saved hundreds of thousands of lives. We'll fight them over there so we don't have to fight them over here. Alright. So that should allow me to shift to a civilian economy. We're going to need some war support to be able to start to mobilize, but it works. Do I have enough to do the Adjusted Compensation Act? I do. Effect. Actually, I'm going to not take the focus. Enough to get to 300. Alright, we can't take that just yet. Let's work on some ship stuff. Let's see. Let's grab some smoke generators and let's grab 1936 heavy ship hulls. Alright, the Guangxi Clique joins the Chinese United Front. Alright. We still have good support. So I'm not going to expend anything there. See, the thing is that this will get me... This will get me a lot more political power. But we'll get to 300. And then we'll work on this. A senator retires. Amelia Earhart disappears. The famous aviator Amelia Earhart, the first woman to complete a solo flight across the Atlantic, has disappeared along with her navigator, Fred Noonan, near Howland Island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The two were attempting a flight around the entire world in their twin-engine Lockheed Electra plane when they vanished. The search for the missing aviators is now being conducted by the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard, but there is little hope of finding them. So we won't be able to have Amelia Earhart as an ace. That's unfortunate. Alright, there we are. We're at 300. Take that. Oh, what? It cost me political power to do that? Japan declared war on China. Alright. Marco Polo Bridge incident. Shaanxi joined the Chinese United Front. Japan declared war on them. Representative criticized the president. That's gonna be annoying. Alright, we got our smoke generators. I think we should probably start working on some doctrines. Let's work on delay. Xibei Sanma joins the Chinese United Front. Okay. Republican Spain has won. The surrender of the last nationalist forces, the Spanish Civil War has come to an end. The Republicans have emerged victorious, and a new era has begun for Spain. Alright. So, Republican Spain won. Yep. The Mexican junta is not looking so good. Yunnan joins the Chinese United Front. And what else is this going to do? Resource gain efficiency up, recruitable population up, consumer goods down. Alright. Let's grab that before anything else changes. Switch to civilian economy, please. Thank you. Alright. Labor Management Relations Act. Grants production efficiency cap. Do it. See, we're at plus 0.46. Let's hit the small lobbying effort. And let's get some factories to work here. Actually, no. There and there. There we go. I mean, it wasn't a big change, but it definitely is going to help. Alright, excavation 1 is done. Which means we don't need to be importing as much steel, or really any steel. We're good to go. And excavation 2, I guess we'll work on that. Heavy ship hulls. Super heavy battleships. Improved torpedo launchers. Improved torpedo launchers. Oh, speaking of, I need to put together a fleet. Logistics company done. Xinjiang joins Chinese United Front. Opposition suffers defeat in the Senate. Let's grab signal companies. And I want to create a fleet. New template. Okay, I'm not exactly sure how to use that yet. The Ranger can be upgraded to a Yorktown class. That's interesting. Let's create a new task force. Let's grab the Colorado-class battleships. Let's grab the New Orleans-class heavy cruisers. Light cruisers. I guess I'll go with the Ogala class. I don't know which one of those is actually the newer versions. Is it the Ogalas or the Omahas? The light cruisers, don't really need many of those. Destroyers. Farragut's. I wish I could sort these by class. That would be nice. I'll put a Clemson in there. Whatever. You know what? I don't care. Just put a bunch of destroyers in there. Alright, you guys take an admiral and get out there doing some Navy exercises, because I need some naval experience. Yep. Mexican junta was destroyed. Alright, infantry equipment. Alright, plus 40. And their production efficiency is coming up. House hearings and presidential misconduct. That's not good. Alright. That's done. Now I need protectionist tariffs. That reduces the effect of the Great Depression, replaces slow recovery with slow economic growth. Reduces the political power cost, increases resource gain efficiency, increases our recruitable population. Consumer goods factories down. Changes trade law to export focus. Yep, do it. Basically, it's a free change to our trade law. All right, how goes our training? Okay, we got a bunch that are pretty much ready to go. We just need some support equipment for them. Italy announces claims on Yugoslavian territory. Speaking to the Italian population along the Dalmatian coast. Yeah, they did that before. Alright, let's see. What is England doing? Extra research slot. Improved ship torpedo launcher. See, depth charge thrower, active sonar. Active sonar. We do need to start working on some actual doctrines as well. For Navy and for air. Okay, we did get a new ship hull, heavy ship hull. But we're still restricted by the naval treaty, right? What do we have in the way of light cruisers? Cruiser hull. Yogala class. Early cruiser hull. 1936 cruiser hull. Let's... Yeah, 25 Navy experience. We need to get some of that up and going. I think for the time being, what I'll do is I'll just say, let's build a bunch of... let's build a couple of lines of Farragut class destroyers. Let's build like 10 of them. It'll keep those dockyards busy. Senator retires. Let's see. Let's do a small lobbying effort. We want to make sure that we keep support up. Yeah, so we really do have all of the civilian factories we're ever going to need. It's just a matter of getting them available for use. I can do early mobilization. War support is up. We're going to need the 300 political power. Alright, all military factories go into infantry equipment. Protectionist tariffs are done. Income tax reform. Let's see, what does that do? Reduces the effect of the Great Depression, remove national spirit, slow economic growth. Unlocks decision, extend the tax breaks. Slow economic growth. So basically it removes that completely. Do it. Plus 0.86 per day. Good. I can develop some aluminum production. Do I need to do that? I'm not importing any at the moment. Oh my goodness. Japan abandons the naval treaty. Alright, Hirohito today announced that Japan would no longer consider herself bound by the naval treaties she had signed. The world situation, he said, had made the choice inevitable. Japan has apparently received reliable reports that several neighboring countries have begun aggressive naval expansion programs that threaten legitimate Japanese interests in the area. The Japanese Admiralty has refused to comment on rumors that several ships currently under construction were already planned without treaty restrictions in mind. We should review our own participation in the treaty, which we absolutely should. Alright, Excavation 2, Anschluss of Austria. The Dominion of Canada seeks immediate patriation. After breakdowns in negotiations with Westminster and an unprecedented 63-hour debate, the Canadian Parliament has overturned the British North America Act, instead enshrining the Canadian Constitution in laws untouchable by the British Parliament or monarchy. Although not an anti-British move in its own right, it signals a move away from the Commonwealth policies of the old empire. While a natural step to take for any country wanting to ensure their future stability, it does nothing to alleviate the already tense state of global politics. Okay, so they're trying to break away, I guess. Alright, naval doctrines. Let's go ahead and start working on naval doctrine. so that army's up to full strength. Well, not quite, but it's got all of its units in it. Italy abandons the naval treaty. We have some active sonar. Let's get to work on formation flying. Signal company. Now that probably means that we can abandon the naval treaty as well, right? Escalator clause invoked. Let's get field hospitals. Let's see, we're working on that. We're working on that. We are working on that. It's 1938. Let's go ahead and grab computing machines. Japan appears to be doing well. Now the question becomes, do we abandon the Panay incident? Alright, USS Panay sunk in China. We saw this before. Do we demand compensation? Or base war support? I would say we demand compensation. That's what we did before. Japan agrees to provide compensation. Alright, we have 100 political power. We can leave the treaty, or do I wait for the escalator clause? So now, leaving the treaty makes Britain get a war goal. Well, I'm going to hold off on it for now. What we're probably going to go ahead and do is get our fascist... No, I can't do the fascist demagogue yet. But I can get my war industrialist installed. Alright, income tax reform is done. Oh, that opened up a lot of consumer factory, or, yep, civilian factories. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay, let's get that extra research slot. And if I can get the early mobilization, I can reduce those consumer factories, consumer goods factories even more. Swaraj movement takes gains in provincial elections. British civil servants woke to a rude shock this morning as the results of the recent provincial elections came in. It is clear now that a large majority of Indians have given their votes to pro-Swaraj candidates. I think this happened before as well. In provinces across... Did it? I can't remember. In provinces across India, calls have already started to turn this limited amount of local government into total self-rule as quickly as possible. A spokesman for the British government stressed that now was not the time to discuss such measures, and that any transfer of further authority to Indians was out of the question. well, the British have a growing fascist political wing. It might be a good idea to send an attaché. Do I send it to Japan or do I send it to China? I think I'll send it to Japan. We're going to be heading in their direction anyway. They will not accept. Too low of an opinion. I could try to improve relations. What about China? They won't accept either. Minus 221. Are there any other wars going on? Nope, just that one. Chinese opinion of us is -10. Let's improve relations. House Committee supports presidential policy. Too low opinion about us. The help is welcome. Chinese opinion of the United States is 1. If we can get rid of that too low opinion. There we go. Alright, so that should start getting us some increasing army experience. There we go. American Institute of Sciences is done. Lend-Lease Act. War propaganda. Increases war support. We're going to go America first, because we're going to start moving in the fascist direction. And we have a new tech slot. Let's grab radio detection. We have free dockyards. Oh yeah, I wanted to design a new cruiser. We're going with Cruiser Armor 3. No, I can't design this as a light cruiser? I have to go heavy cruiser? Oh, I could do light cruiser. Light cruiser battery 2. What is this? 6-inch guns? Six-inch guns, that's like what? I don't know what that is in millimeters. Not off the top of my head. I should. 5-inch guns. So what is it going to be, a light fast ship? Light battery 2s, rapid fire guns, light battery 2s, rapid fire guns, light battery. We're going crazy with the light batteries. So I kind of have an idea what this is going to be. Light batteries, anti-air. You're gonna have sonar. You're gonna have, well, actually no. You're gonna have fire control. You're gonna have sonar, and you're gonna have a secondary battery. Yeah, five turrets. Some mini aircraft guns. These really should be, the 5-inch guns really should be dual purpose. But I guess we'll have to go with what it'll do. And we're going to call this the Atlanta class. Save. And let's build some of these. Alright, Senator speaks out against government policy. Alright, what do I need? I think I need artillery. Let's start working on artillery, bringing that in. Quit India movement. India calls for independence have intensified lately. Now things have come to a head, as a radical Quit India movement has called for the United Kingdom to leave the country as soon as possible. British authorities were quick to react, however, and have cracked down on the movement, arresting several leaders in dawn raids on homes across India. Reports prepared by Special Branch indicate that many sympathizers are still at large, however, and many in the civil service have expressed fears that more extremist elements of the movement may even resort to violence. Alright, but we are at the end of the episode. In fact, we're a bit beyond the end of the episode. Okay, so things are moving in the world, and we shall see where they end up. But for now, we'll end the episode here. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.